and welcome back to TEW 2016, the branding solution. And we're back here with Shockwave in the aftermath of No Way Out. And we're going to have our pre-match, of course. And we have the Lucho Dragons defeating your new heroes. I want Kalisto and Sin Cara having a bit of momentum, and this is just the start. Apollo Crews defeats Rich Swan. Again, I think these must be good workers, so I wanted to see what they were like together. And next up we have a 5-on-5, throwing a lot of guys together just to see, boost a few of them, see where things are going. And who picked the win? It was Devon Dudley picked up the win. He's just come back from a suspension. If he does it again, he's fired. It's as simple as that. And otherwise, I think this is a good young group. I got to figure something to do with Drew McIntyre, but the rest are doing this big cruiserweight thing I'm introducing. Kenny Omega defeats Daivari, and this was a simple, easy squash shot match. Fandango defeats Cody Hall. Not a good match at all. I am still trying to give Fandango a chance, but if he doesn't click with somebody, it's probably curtains for Fandango. And the main event was Bubba Ray defeating Flex Freeman with the Bubba Bomb. And we go into the main show. We get a terrible rating. And this is mainly because some of the club aren't that well over. But AJ Styles is joined by the rest of the club, Omega, Anderson, Gallows, the Bucks. As AJ brags, he once again defended his title after he defeated Randy Orton and Rusev. And Punk is busy with Cody Rhodes, and Cena is not allowed another title match. He might as well start planning to have a couple of days, weeks, or months off until somebody worthy comes along to challenge him. And here comes the money. Shane McMahon's music hits, and he warns AJ not to count his blessings. We saw there was some tension between Anderson and Gallows and the Bucks after the tag team title screw up, and Kenny's going to be in the Cruiserweight tournament, so Austin Aries will always be lurking with the money in the bank. But for now, your next challenger will be the man you faced all over the world, Oblivion Max. Okay, this is not the best of opponents, but we have a nice 6-week build for this one. We can really build Oblivion Max up for a worthy opponent for AJ. We won't be letting Oblivion Max beat AJ Styles, but I'm just using it as a bit of a stopgap to keep him as the main champ and work on some of the rest of the guys on the roster. I think this is probably my highest ranked face that isn't in a rivalry, so I'm happy to go with this for now. We can see that the high morales are all pluses. In all fairness, there's more pluses than negatives here. The only negative, no heat and no experience on the announcers, so AJ is always going to shine. But hey, it's a starting point for this. In the first of the Cruiserweight matches, Adam Birdie defeats Alames. That's the first of 8 matches that we're going to have. That will go into 4 more singles matches to a 4-way ladder match at the next pay-per-view, which is Hell in a Cell. I think works quite nicely for future matches. I'm going to be introducing an interview segment from now on. I've been doing it with the legends anyway, but I'm going to have Stone Cold exclusively on Shockwave, and I'm going to have Shawn Michaels exclusively on Raw, and Edge will handle SmackDown. So for this, the first one is Stone Cold interviewing the new number 1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships, and that's the Revival, who continue going on about how they're going to actually get the job done this time. And it's a great rating, to be honest. I'm very impressed with that. So let's continue on. The Revival get a nice easy win over the Golden Truth. Gold Dust is back. Yeah, they are only going to be here to help talent. I can't see much more of them doing anything for me. CM Punk cuts a promo on Cody Rhodes explaining how beat The Rock last night. He is the #1 contender, but Cody needs to learn to mind his own business, or he will be paying for getting involved in what will be his next title reign. I'm going to be leading up to a match between these two at Hell in a Cell, so that is why I'm keeping Punk away from AJ. They were facing each other for most of the beginning of this save for the title, so much so that AJ actually got more over because of his matches with CM Punk. I really think Cody Rhodes is ready for his little push to the next level. I've also got a plan for the ending of it. To continue this, Cody Rhodes defeats Tyson Kidd. It's a good solid match. Nothing fancy, but it did what it needed to do. Cody Rhodes gets a win. Kidd looks good. There's a backstage segment with Shane McMahon talking to Oblivion Max, saying that you're going to have this title match, but first I need you to prove that you shouldn't have been attacked by Okada after your match with Cesaro. After the match at Shockwave, Cesaro did beat Max, but Okada came out and attacked Oblivion Max for some reason. You two are going to have a match tonight. Finish the score, beat Okada, and then you can focus solely on AJ Styles. Yeah, another good rating, much better than using the whole club. So if I do the club, I may just not have them appear on screen with AJ. Tyler Breeze is continuing his winning streak as he defeats Zack Sabre Jr. Again, it's a nice solid match. I expect that from good workers. And Tyler Breeze is ready to finish off his storyline. And we get a promo about how Zack Ryder is now the social network ambassador for Tyler Breeze's empire. So now we have the bodyguard in Braun, we have stylists, or not stylists, but the vintage look of the Ford villains, and now we have the social network ambassador, all for Tyler Breeze's faction. This is all good. I'm happy. It's a solid rating, especially with a weak Braun in it. And afterwards, Mojo Rawley, who wants some rematch, gets decimated. Great. It's a terrible rating. Ruins everything that we've worked on. I was hoping Braun would got a bit better. He hasn't. Shame. Saving it is going back to the interview segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin. We have Rusev challenging Randy Orton to a match at the pay-per-view. I'm going to have Rusev versus Randy Orton one more time. Again, keep them both apart until the match through interviews, video packages, but they can look good in matches building up to it. And an 81 really does save the fact that that last rating was terrifyingly bad. In a nice little tag team match, we have Nakamura and Adam Cole losing to Bobby Roode and Cesaro. This moves both the European and US title along without having to really use Sandow yet. And Bobby Roode and Cesaro as a tag team is a potential future idea. I could see that happening now. Nakamura is going after the US title, which Bobby Roode is also after. And Adam Cole will most likely be the next challenger for the European against Cesaro. And I can see from the ratings these two really did carry this match. Bobby Roode could move on to main event any day soon. In the grudge match, Oblivion Max defeated Okada. They both had good ratings. Not the greatest of matches, but it did all it needed to do. Again, Max finishes this, which was really a no-go starting one. Ricardo can slip back into the European one, and there's some good matches lined up with Cesaro, Cole and Bubba Ray, so we'll see where they can go. But afterwards the club attacks Oblivion Max, sending the message that they send, and again it's a terrible rating because Omega is bad, even though they're all pluses. Just great. This is ruining my ratings. Brock Lesnar cuts a promo about how John Cena was lucky last night. He won't get lucky again. John Cena beat Brock Lesnar with a roll-up. Yes, well, it's cheap. And he challenges Cena to a Hell in a Cell match. This may have saved my show. John Cena defeats Kane with an AA. An 81 rating is really good. I'm really happy that this is the best I've had. But afterwards, Brock Lesnar comes to attack John Cena, but John Cena hits him with an AA and says, "I'll see you in the cell," and I'll have a poor rating. This is going to be a mid-70s show. 78. I used Amiga too much. I think we used Amiga twice. Once there and once there. Oh well, we'll head back to the main screen and see how that has affected us. And we've made it back to the main screen, and now we'll go and see what news we have. It's still First We Struck Gold, which I'm quite happy that we got that for such a poor rated show. Basically a host of signings. I will read them all later. And when we look at the storylines for Shockwave, well, I'm quite happy with that one. That's probably one of the better matches. 43 didn't really get used. This one. The world title is still doing better than I thought it would. So I'm okay with that. This one, poor. It's always around the 50s. I can never really get much higher, I don't think. That's going down, but we can build it back up again with the right interactions. Again, this is a teaser little storyline that the club are going to fold in on each other. I didn't use the Briscoes either on the show. Another good rating, so I'm happy with that one. Cruiserweights per. That's crashed, and I'm probably going to end it and put Tyler Breeze in something new. And the Beast, it's not as good as it should be. Creatively, who is hot and who is not? Anybody else? Punk and Rhodes both in there, and Gallo and Anderson. So, who's not? R-Truth's now on there. Yeah, I expect that. We will end the show now, and we'll be back for the next episode of Monday Night Raw.